Yeah, we're online. Hello, dobry dzień, everyone. Iryna is here as well, Kateryna. We have two special guests. One, Kateryna, is in Kiev, and Iryna, you're near Odessa in Ukraine. We are very honored to have you here with us today for this 116th dance. Dance with Ukraine, and not only for Ukraine, but with you to strengthen up creative energy so that you have enough energy to continue resistance. Today we will dance also with people in Europe, in France, in Switzerland, and in Germany. Over the borders we stand together, and today's dance will be on the Kiev-based ska folk blues band Mandri, and the title is Ne spi moja rідна земля. I hope I said that right. Maybe one of you would like to tell us what it means in Ukrainian.
It means "Не спи моя рідна земля." It means don't sleep my homeland.
So we found the perfect song for today.
Yeah.
Would you like to add something, Kateryna or Iryna, before we dive in the dance?
We're just very happy to be here, and you said that you're honored for us to be here, and we are honored to be here as well. We feel your support, and it's just amazing. And thank you for doing this, and thank you for believing in us and standing with Ukraine. Sending you much love.
To you as well. Thank you. Thank you for bringing your bodies in movement again and again and again. The answer will come out of that, probably. One of the answers. Iryna, would you like to add something or not?
I agree with Kateryna, and I want to dance with Ukraine.
Yeah.
And with you. Thank you so much for this possibility.
Wow. You're wonderful. Thank you. So we will dive into this creative moment together. Okay. Enjoy the dance.
Я тобі скажу, де квітне дивний сад, де срібляста ніч тремтить у темних водах, у далекий край лежить нелегкий шлях, доки хижа ніч кружля по колу. Не спи, моя рідна земля, прокинься, моя Україно, відкрий свої очі у світлі далеких зірок. Це дивляться з темних небес загиблі поети й герої, всі ті, що поклали життя за майбутнє твоє. Тільки два шляхи, один веде у пекло, інший шлях веде тебе туди, де світ. Щоб знайти цей шлях, послухай своє серце, твоє серце знає, як його знайти. Не спи, моя рідна земля, прокинься, моя Україно, відкрий свої очі у світлі далеких зірок. Все дивляться з темних небес, загиблі поети й герої, всі ті, що поклали життя за майбутнє твоє. Я тобі повім про мрію золоту, що палким вогнем горить в моєму серці, про щасливий край, про радісних людей, де життя кидає виклик смерти. Не спи, моя рідна земля, прокинься, моя Україно, відкрий свої очі у світлі далеких зірок. Це дивляться з темних небес, загиблі поети й герої, всі ті, що поклали життя за майбутнє твоє. Не спи, моя рідна земля, прокинься, моя Україно, відкрий свої очі у світлі далеких зірок. Це дивляться пильно з небес, загиблі поети й герої, всі ті, хто так вірив у світле майбутнє твоє. Не спи, моя рідна земля, не спи, моя рідна земля.
Yeah, thank you for these hands and arms and love. The beautiful drawings. I know some of you have to go, but if maybe Iryna, Kateryna, you just want to stay a few minutes, maybe we can have a short, unplanned talk. I wasn't expecting you here, but I think it's so wonderful you're here. Maybe we could just have a little, how should I say, like a little testimony of how it's going on in your regions right now, how you are, because you are in two very different parts. Do you agree to have a little, just a little talk?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay.
Did you see, I just wanted to say, Carol, did you draw me?
Yes.
I think, and I think Jorge was there as well. That's so nice.
Very probably we have a new star in Dance with Ukraine. We have your parrot.
Yeah.
What's its name?
Jorge.
Jorge.
Mm-hmm.
It's like George, or does it?
It's Jorge. He's Argentinian, so yeah.
Jorge, like Argentinian. Okay.
Yeah.
yeah. Carol does this. She takes shapes of the movements she sees, and then she creates wonderful drawings
That's
out of
so
it.
cool, and she did it so fast. That's amazing.
It's quite impressive. Yeah, really. She had to go. She was saying before that she has to go, but I know she's very interested in our talk, and Ruth is here with us. So Kateryna, you are in Kyiv, okay?
Yeah.
So probably everyone now knows where Kyiv is, like really in the central north of Ukraine. And Iryna, you are close to Odessa, right? Yeah.
Izmail. It's
Izmail.
near Odessa.
So for those who don't know exactly where Odessa is, it's really like in the eastern part, in the quite heavy right now part of the fight. And maybe we could just understand the differences that you have, or not differences that are going on in your two cities, in your two regions. It's the first time we can talk with someone who is in the eastern side right now. How is it like on a daily basis? Can you go out? Do you have often air raids? How do you have your daily life organized?
Yeah, we can go out in Kiev. We can go out. We have the, how do you say it, commandant hour.
Yeah.
We have the specific hours when we can be out, and it's now it's actually from 5 a.m. till 11 p.m. So yeah, before that it was more strict. You know, we had it like from 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. we could be outside. Yeah, but now it's like that. It's the city is coming back to life in Kiev, so a lot of shops, stores are getting open, but we still have the alarm, the air alarm every day, like several times a day, and the shelling is still happening in Kiev, but fortunately the air defense gets to stop it in time. And actually today, like in the morning at 7:30 in the morning, under the Irpin, Bucha, and Gostomel, you probably know these cities, the rocket was destroyed in the air. So yeah, they're still trying to send rockets and everything here to Kiev as well. Yeah, sometimes they manage to do it, like for about like 2 weeks ago, probably. I'm not sure in the time space because it's still February, you know. So, and we actually did get on the left bank of Kiev, some rockets fell down on the city. So yeah, it's still the possibility. We are still in danger, so because our sky is open, you know, and anytime something can fly in. But fortunately, the air defense is working really good in Kiev. And my mom, she's actually in Kherson region right now, in the occupied territories, and our warriors finally got there, and the heavy fights are going on there right now, and she could just hear and see the lights from her window, you know. So she's just like, I'm watching the war from my window, but my mom is like the greatest warrior ever, you know. She's like, she was never afraid, and she believes in the victory, and she's like, I'm not leaving my home. And she is under occupation in occupied city, but she painted her nails in like blue and yellow colors, you know. So she's like, no, I'm here.
And the Kherson people have been fighting very much to go down on the streets since the beginning of this occupation, saying that we are Ukrainians. So there's a real spirit in there of resistance and fighting.
They still do, they still try, although like in the beginning they were like they were making parades, but the Russian army troops, they would just like point guns at them and like throw how do you say it throw
Grenades?
Grenades at them and stuff like that. And but now they're doing it like more quietly, but still they're like taking off the flags, Russian flags, and putting on Ukrainian flags. They're making flyers, putting flyers everywhere, you know. So they're still like working it, but like underground, you know, like a little bit not so open, but they're still putting Ukrainian symbolic everywhere, you know, just to remind to Russian army that they're not welcome, and then everybody is waiting for our forces to come and to rescue everyone, you know, because Kherson region was always and will be always Ukraine. So there is no discussion in that, you know.
And on a logistic level, how do they manage to have flyers printed, for example? Like,
They do it at home probably. I'm not like, I don't know how do they do that, but I know they do it. You know, they find the ways. And yeah, so it's really like listening to the stories from there is really like reading a book from a different century, you know. Just people are being tortured in the basements of the multi-storied buildings, for example, you know, and then they have partisans, you know, and then they have people who like at night go out and draw and put flyers, you know. So this is just I'm amazed by the spirit of my people, you know. And my mom just like sending me pictures showing her nails, and she's like always, they can't kill us all, we will always fight, you know. So it's just, and she's like 61 years old, you know. Yeah, so, and she's just staying strong, and every time she sees when I get excited, he is getting excited as well and starts screaming, you know. And when she sees like a car, a tank or something going by near her house, she will always open a window and say something, say where do they have to go. She just can't help it. I'm like, Mom, please. And she's like, Katya, you have to buy me a javelin. I will be here. It's a comfortable place because I'm not going anywhere. And they're the ones that have to go. So yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's creative resistance. Thank you for sharing that about Kherson. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. And I was going to ask Iryna, but she's left. She's gone. I know that sometimes the internet connection is disturbed by her. Iryna, do you still hear us? Yeah, she will probably try to come back soon. Maybe Ruth, do you have?
Yeah, hello, Kateryna. It's heavy how to listen to your story. I congratulate you, and keep staying strong with your mom is incredible. Keep strong, please. And have a nice day and courage.
Thank you so much, Ruth. Thank you. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Yeah,
bye-bye. Yeah.
So I guess we will have Iryna another day. I just had like, I was wondering one more question to you, Kateryna, because you're an actress, you work in the theater, and I was wondering how this work has been going on for you since the beginning of the invasion, and maybe also how it helps you or not. Like, what is the general link between art, creativity in your theater field, and this unusual thing of war that is now a daily routine in your country?
Yeah, actually everything stopped since the full-scale invasion. And the interesting part is that I was a part at a theater project, and we had a rehearsal of the part called The Face of the War on the 24th of February. And it was cancelled because we could actually witness the face of the war. And yeah, it just, the connection was very interesting. And for most of the time, everything was closed. We didn't gather, we didn't rehearse anything because most of the participants, they had to move somewhere, you know, especially at the beginning when Kyiv was being bombed like daily. So yeah, and just now, like probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, we started to gather for the rehearsals. And first, it's like not the rehearsal, but we are just trying to bring back the life, you know. Our director is a very deep, and is a very deep woman, and she would give us like practices um, to release, you know, to feel the life. You know, she always says that if we die with the sun. You know, so yeah. And she says like whatever is happening, we continue to bring on the happiness. So and it really helps, you know, because for me as well, I kind of died mentally after the region was released from Russian troops, you know, because of all the horror that opened up, and I was in deep sorrow, and it was like a terrible time. But after death, there is always everything that dies, it will revive, you know. And I actually started realizing, you know, just yes, this is the reality, we are accepting it, like you were talking today. So everything you say, it's kind of very goes right in the right place, because my mind is set to that place as well, you know. And I understood that we don't know how long it's gonna take, because it's been 8 years and it's been 100 years, you know. So through the whole history, Russian is trying to destroy Ukraine. It's not the first genocide in the history of Ukraine done by Russia. So, and we are just another generation that is facing it. And I feel, I hope, I wish that we are going to be the last generation who is facing this. Yeah. And, you know, to do that, I think we need to like develop, we need to transform our consciousness, you know, and to keep on fighting, because it's probably, it can be the cause like of the whole life, you know. We have to be healthy, we have to be strong, we have to be healthy both physically and mentally, you know. And first of all, everyone, so I have to, in order to help someone, I have to take care of myself and do everything I need to be useful for my people, for the society, you know. And happiness is the part of it. And, you know, it's amazing how even our warriors, our fighters, our heroes, how they're saying, they're like sitting in someone who are just right in the front, you know, just in the hell of the battlefield, and they're sending us inspiring messages. So how strong could those people be, you know? They're just like sending those messages like, you don't have the right not to be happy right now, you know. And it's just, so they're just being like, be happy for us, you know, just. And I kind of understand that. I've kind of figured out about the energy, you know. If I could feel that much sorrow for other people being tortured, and I kind of felt it in my body, like it was done to me, you know. It's like something like collective memory or something like that, you know. So it just happened. I didn't feel anything like that before, because probably I didn't face genocide before of my people, you know. So I kind of felt all that, and I kind of thought that maybe it can work another way. Maybe if I let so much love inside me, you know, so that other people who can feel it right now, you know, or who can feel it too, you know. So, and the more people we have with this huge power of love, you know, maybe somehow this energy can spread, you know, to other people who got into bad situation, who have to feel anger right now, you know, because every feeling is possible, but maybe somehow it will cure them and help them, you know. It's difficult to explain, but yeah, that's just the my thoughts are flowing, what I've been thinking lately, you know.
It's no, you explain it right, good. And it's I feel that it's a way of getting out of this victimization paradigm and to give another answer to the aggressor, not making the denial of it, but saying, okay, you want to do that, I will answer you with beauty, with love, with creativity.
I mean, it's just because they want us dead, and so in spite of that, you know, our answer to them has to be life, because we are alive and we will be alive, and like my mother says, they can't kill us all, you know. So yeah, and we will continue living here in Ukraine. I didn't leave, I was in Kyiv the whole time, and it's kind of, I felt like I would feel more depressed if I would go. So I felt it's kind of weird, but I felt safer here under shelling, you know. The thought of leaving scared me more, because I was like, who is going, because I felt like I have to protect this, you know. And I like I was going out, and like a lot of people who needed help, and I had the energy, because at the beginning I was like, okay, let's go. And you know, grannies and grandpas, who a lot of drugstores were shut, closed, you know, there was like we couldn't get a lot of medicine, and people who really needed the medicine, who could die without those medicine, and they couldn't leave, and they couldn't get the medicine, and you know, like, we have to do this, you know, we have to. And you just you didn't have this thought to leave. Until now, I'm like, I don't feel I don't want to go anywhere until this is over. So it's like, for me, when my friends abroad, they're like, come to us, it's safer. And I'm like, okay, I have to finish this war. And then I go, like, I feel, I think a lot of Ukrainians feel like this right now. So it's like a personal responsibility, you know, I have to be here. I have to spread life in Ukraine over this death that is happening, you know? So something like that.
You have so much energy.
Yeah, I do.
Woohoo, determined energy. It's strong. It's strong. Thank you for sharing that. And
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Iryna, are you somehow back with us, or is the connection? Every time I want to speak to Iryna, she's gone. All right. Yeah, it's. I hope people can have access to this testimony and hear this vision that is yours, and which is very strong, and it also gives us energy to continue. Fighting.
It gives us a lot of energy. It's crazy. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So with this wonderful energy, maybe we can like slightly gently go to an end of our short talk, even if it could go on for hours. I usually ask in these talks, I like to ask the person who's speaking to us from Ukraine, what do you need from us? How do you need us right now? But you didn't prepare your answer, so I don't know if you have it like spontaneously or not.
Yeah, we okay, it's almost 4 months right now, and you know, a lot of people got tired, and the war doesn't is not making the first lines anymore, you know. The web is not okay. The most important thing, and that is that you are actually doing a lot, you know, even this meeting here, you know, the dance. So you keep talking about Ukraine, you keep talking about the situation, and that's very appreciated. And it's so like, it almost makes me cry that you are not only talking about the war, but you are showing the culture, you know. You are using our songs, you are showing that we are alive, that we are creative, you know, and that's just amazing. And the most important thing, I think, for us, you know, is to spread this information, not to forget about this war, do not let the world forget about this, because this is not only about Ukraine. And everyone, we need to be together. We need to take our hands, you know, and make the big circle of love. So yeah. Yeah, but I could prepare more probably next time.
Very super. Thank
Super
you.
answers.
Mm-hmm.
And can I dare a little tricky question? And you will understand if you know without being prepared how to answer to that. Maybe you have an answer, maybe not. But what would you like to say to people outside Ukraine that have never been in Ukraine and that believe the propaganda of Nazis in Ukraine, the propaganda of that Ukraine somehow, because of NATO, is a place where the fight has to go on? Like, would you like to address something to these people who believe that?
I think for those people, it's just time to grow up, you know, and finally use their own filters and check the information in start questioning, you know, questioning some things probably in their life too, if they're so blindly believe, you know, to something they didn't experience, didn't see, you know, and they can check the information. It's very it's a, yeah, it is a tricky question, you know, because to me it doesn't, because probably because I'm here, you know, and I am Ukrainian and I know myself, I know my friends, I know my family, I know my country. Probably that's why it doesn't, my brain refuses to understand how could a human being believe in something like that, you know. So it's very hard to address those people. And in the beginning we tried, but the programs that were written into their brains are so deeply there, you know, that they just refuse to see the real world. So I think it's about being a grown-up, you know, the position of the state of the mental state, you know, because yeah. So yeah, I probably confused you with my answer because I'm confused as well.
Yeah, and it was unplanned, but it's an honest answer. Yeah, and I also think a lot about this question. Sometimes I think that I have the feeling that when you are taken into a propagandic thought, it's also because you think on a geopolitical level. You don't think with your heart. You don't think, I might be wrong, but I have the feeling that if you start to think humanly, you look at the human beings, you look at the individuals, and you don't analyze this on a very cold intellectual level, but you dive into who is creating a folk, what is, and so it's maybe how you face the world, how you position yourself in the world, whether it's more on the,
you know,
or
the most terrible thing is that, okay, I might kind of understand when people never been here, you know, they just heard a scary story and they got scared, like a boogeyman, you know, or something like that. Okay, but if we talk about Russian people, who a lot of them were here, a lot of people of art, especially dancers, singers, they not only being here, they had lots of friends here. They were working with us. They were coming here constantly, they were like giving their love, to our cities, and like saying that they come here and that rest here, they said that, and suddenly they believe the propaganda. That is what's just unbelievable, but it is happening. So even their relatives, uncles, aunts, sometimes even parents would not believe their children because they're under the influence of propaganda. But you cannot always blame propaganda, when your child, when your niece is telling you that right now a Russian tank just drove into her yard and is shooting at her house, with the flag and everything, and the soldiers are here, and she's saying, you are crazy, it cannot be happening, so can we blame propaganda in that? Or is it just what is that, what is that? I don't know how could that happen, well, I know because I see it, but but this time I've lost all my connections with I used to have friends from Russia and everything, but we stopped communicating since 2014, when this whole thing first started, when Crimea was occupied and Donetsk and Lugansk were attacked, and some people from Crimea who suddenly became Russian, well, they always thought they were Russian, and they would stop communicating with me, and suddenly from nowhere, we were like friends since kids, like for a long time. And 2014 came, and they're like, Ukraine doesn't exist. Why you're saying you're Ukrainian? It's wrong. You're not. And I was like, what happened to you? And it was just like that, a person just changes, and some people from, like Russia, from Rostov, they were coming to my city for summer, because they had grandparents there, same here, same there, they would just, they wouldn't ask me, how am I, am I feeling okay? There was Maidan, people were shot right in the city center, and they didn't try to ask, how am I, how is my family? They were just texting me those propagandic values, just saying, how could you do that? We were brothers. And I'm like, we can still be brothers, but you are not acting like one. You're not acting like my friend. You're acting like some crazy sectant. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. Yeah, so it was very disappointing for me in 2014, but it prepared me for today. Because when the full invasion started, I didn't even try to talk to nobody, from other side. I decided that I don't want to give them my energy. I want to give my energy to the people I love, to my people, to give support, and not just getting giving them energy, because if we cut our energy from them, they will somehow be less loud, because even now when people would repost the crazy things they say about Ukraine, and stuff like that, I never do that, because I would better repost something about what's happening to my people, not giving them the attention, but bringing more attention to Ukraine, not to bad or good Russians, some are good, some are bad. I don't care right now. you know. I care about the situation, what's happening right here and right now. And I chose to bring more attention to that.
Mhm.
Thank you for this wiseness.
Yeah, I can talk forever.
We're lucky. We're lucky
Yeah.
to have this exchange with you.
Mhm.
Of course, we will not find any definite answers today, but your sharing is very deep and important, I think. And I really hope it can go over the borders and that some people will be watching this and listening to this. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much. We appreciate your position and be strong. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
So we say goodbye for now.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Be safe. Bye.
You too. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Mhm.